Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 393 based on novel. So let's start. In the abyss, in the mysterious space. Luo Feng, wearing casual clothing, was walking on the island. He looked laid back, yet his consciousness was studying the 6 pictures left by Sitting Mountain Guest. Sitting Mountain Guest only observed them for several days, yet the 6 pictures were already very complicated. That meant Luo Feng would be able to comprehend more if he became a Universe Supreme Master. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. I have to comprehend them carefully so that I can accomplish more on the engraving picture path, whispered Luo Feng. The better I am on the engraving picture path, the easier it will be for me to do law comprehension. When he could reach the level of a Universe Master on the engraving picture path, he would be able to comprehend the law hundreds of times faster. Time flew. While the avatar of his godly body was practicing, Luo Feng was traveling through one dangerous place after another in Universe Boat and approaching the destination. 300 years passed. In the first miniature universe of the Divine Eye clan, clouds floated through the breezy air. 5 Chaos Master was on the second level of the Godly Palace, and he was sitting in front of the railing, looking at the endless ground. 5 Chaos, 5 Chaos. A shadow flew in from the distance and stopped. 5 Chaos Master smiled. It's Eun-Yong. Eun-Yong Master's avatar stopped. There were 7 miniature universes that belonged to the Divine Eye clan, and the Universe Masters from the Divine Eye clan were scattered throughout the 7 universes. However, all those Universe Masters had their avatars in other small universes, so they were able to communicate with each other easily. There was a feud between Eun-Yong Master and Luo Feng, yet 5 Chaos Master hated Luo Feng even more. Before, Eun-Yong and 5 Chaos had been friends, as they were from the same race. They grew closer now. Why do you look so hurried? Asked 5 Chaos Master. I received some news about Luo Feng, said Eun-Yong Master. Oh? The eyes of 5 Chaos Master gleamed. Since he had died because of Luo Feng, he had treated Luo Feng as his true competitor. However, he hadn't heard anything about Luo Feng after that. Even though he had contact with some powers in the original universe, Luo Feng had maintained a very low profile. Which was why 5 Chaos had been suppressing a strong urge. I thought he wouldn't dare to enter Universe Ocean without that silver wing. Where is he now? Asked 5 Chaos Master. He's in the Universe Boat, said Eun-Yong Master. What? Universe Boat? 5 Chaos Master was startled. He dared to go to the Universe Boat? Not only does he dare to go to Universe Boat, but he's in the inner area of Universe Boat, and, said Eun-Yong Master. He went into the deeper area of the inner area. After what happened between you and him, he's been in Universe Boat all that time. He's been adventuring through Universe Boat. However, he's been using another identity. Another identity? 5 Chaos Master was more confused. Cracking Gold Master, said Eun-Yong Master. What? That is him? 5 Chaos opened his eyes wide. It's him? That Luo Feng has another identity, and he's been adventuring in Universe Boat. But how did he get so strong? Cracking Gold Master was a Universe Master who had made himself famous for a fight for true treasures in Universe Boat 300 years prior. No one had seen Cracking Gold Master since, yet his power was proven, as he dared to get into the inner area of Universe Boat. After that, Cracking Gold Master said that his name was Cracking Gold, and thus his name had spread. In the next 300 years, Cracking Gold Master had participated in 2 fights for treasures, both of which were not serious, yet his power was proven to be at level 4. 5 Chaos is in Wave of Stars Ocean, said Eun-Yong Master. Wave of Stars Ocean is as dangerous as God-destroying Valley, and it's larger. There are several places where true treasures are often seen, so there are several powers. A top-tier domain-type true treasure emerged there, which led to a fight, and Cracking Gold Master interfered. It was a horrifying fight. ZYA Master from our universe era lost his original body. Cracking Gold Master showed his true power and got the true treasure. There are many great beings in Wave of Stars Ocean. A Universe Master who saw Luo Feng, Shuekeng Master from the second universe era, yelled, "You're Silver Wing Horde leader." And that's how other great beings know that Cracking Gold Master is Silver Wing Horde leader. Eun-Yong Master shook his head. He was not happy that his enemy was so renowned now. It was unsurprising that Luo Feng was able to hide his identity. After all, great beings were able to easily alter the way they looked. As for one's aura, it could only be remembered when it was seen by someone. Or the virtual universe could simulate that aura. But apparently, other powers didn't have the virtual universe. As for other universe eras, even though they had virtual worlds, they couldn't simulate the aura of Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Masters. It was exceedingly difficult. He's so powerful now. 5 Chaos Master frowned. He got my original body killed when he first entered Universe Ocean, and I sensed that he'd be my mortal enemy. I can't believe he's at the 4th level now after such a short time. What should we do? And Young Master looked to 5 Chaos Master. And Young Master wasn't afraid. He had multiple bodies, so it was difficult for him to die. However, and Young Master was worried about Luo Feng's power. He couldn't believe Luo Feng was able to show such great close combat power after such a short time. Let's go, said 5 Chaos Master. Let's go to Universe Boat. However, he's in Wave of Stars Ocean, said an Young Master. Wave of Stars Ocean is deep in the inner area. It'll take a long time to get to Wave of Stars Ocean from the outer area. Luo Feng might be in a different place after that. It'll be more difficult later, said 5 Chaos Master. I'll go now. How about you? Okay, I'll come with you. And Young Master nodded. Okay. 5 Chaos Master nodded. 5 Chaos didn't mind taking in Yong. For one thing, Yong had multiple bodies, and he also had an enormous body, so he had great surviving power, both of which made him a great helper. At least Young Master was better at surviving and stalling enemies than Ultimate Arrow Master. Humph. Luo Feng. The eyes of 5 Chaos Master glinted fiercely. He will die if we catch him. And Young Master clenched his teeth. Facing the ultimate death, the Universe Masters from the first Universe era could only depend on Universe Supreme Masters. They weren't able to get through it themselves, which was why they were crazier. Time kept flying, and it wouldn't stop because of anyone. In the vast Universe Ocean, countless lives were born and died in the original universe and miniature universes. A short while for great beings might be a lifelong period for other lives. Even though 5 Chaos Master and an Young Master went to look for Luo Feng, they were too far from him. And they didn't know where Luo Feng would go in the future, so it would be very difficult for them to find him. Even if they could, it would be a long time later. However, it was nothing to 5 Chaos Master, who had lived for almost 3 universe eras. The 620th year of Luo Feng entering Universe Boat. In the virtual universe, in the palace at the apex of Thunder Island. Black-striped stone pillar, said Primal Chaos City Leader in surprise. You going to that heavenly pillar to sharpen your willpower? There are lots of other places for you to do that, and they are closer to you. Why would you choose that? Yes. Luo Feng nodded. There are indeed lots of places for me to do that. However, the closer it is to Celestial Magic Pillar, the faster time will pass, and then I can save more time. 10,000 years in the area beside Celestial Magic Pillar is only 1 year outside. I will have enough time to sharpen my will and comprehend laws at the same time. I can't understand your decisions now. Primal Chaos City Leader exclaimed. However, I can't understand your improvements either. Now that you're arriving at Celestial Magic Pillar, I won't say anything more. Primal Chaos City Leader was indeed amazed. This disciple of his had gained his fame after the fight in Wave of Stars Ocean, and the human race was thrilled, including Primal Chaos City Leader. They thought that Luo Feng lost the Silver Wing and had kept a low profile, yet they didn't expect him to be more powerful. Primal Chaos City Leader and Huge Axe Creator were most amazed as they knew that Luo Feng hadn't become a Universe Master yet. He was at the top tier level even before becoming a Universe Master? This was insane. Primal Chaos City Leader and Huge Axe Creator fought Luo Feng in the virtual universe, and they realized that even though Luo Feng's godly power was only as strong as a Universe Master, with a life gene level of 100 times, his techniques were powerful. The technique Luo Feng simulated in the virtual universe using Crazy Demon Extermination Godly Armor was already a merged supreme technique. Not even Primal Chaos City Leader or 5 Chaos Master had stronger techniques. But after that, Luo Feng claimed that he was following the engraving picture path. Even though he was only a Universe Knight, he had created supreme techniques of Universe Masters. And he was able to drive the 3rd level technique of that true treasure. I've been comprehending the 6 engraving pictures in the past several hundred years, especially after the fight in Wave of Stars Ocean. I reached the Universe Master level on the engraving picture path and created a Universe Master level supreme technique, Cracking Gold, and I'm able to drive the third level of Crazy Demon Extermination Godly Armor. Although my godly power is relatively weaker, I'm at the top tier 4th level Universe Master. If I can become a Universe Master and get some godly power, I'll be at a top tier 5th level Universe Master, and I'll be able to rival Teacher Primal Chaos City Leader. Among the top tier great beings, the difference in godly powers was highly insignificant. They were more particular about which true treasures were suitable for them and which secret techniques were more powerful. Except for Luo Feng. In terms of true treasures and secret techniques, he did not lose out to these top-tier universe masters, but he was one notch weaker in terms of godly power. Therefore the power he could unleash dropped by 1 level. I know you have your own plans, having just lost your wing's true treasure yet gaining another valuable armor that is secondary only to a supreme true treasure. You are merely a universe knight, but when it comes to studying diagrams of secret engravings, you have achieved the level of a universe master. Primal Chaos City Leader laughed while shaking his head. Then he entrusted Luo Feng with instruction. I will not stand in your way, but you must maintain your vigilance at all times. If you meet with dangers you are unable to handle alone, inform me or inform Huge Axe. Understood. Luo Feng nodded. To Huge Axe and Primal Chaos City Leader, he was indeed a unique individual. Treasures emerging in an endless stream? Powers improving mysteriously? Primal Chaos City Leader looked at Luo Feng with a trace of hope in his eyes. Given the rate at which you are improving now, to truly become a Universe Master, you just need to hone your skills a little bit more. Then you will be my equivalent. Since Luo Feng's outburst in the Wave of Stars Ocean battle hundreds of years before, the battle that shocked him and Huge Axe, Primal Chaos City Leader had personally approached Luo Feng for a friendly exchange of skills, as well as to have a proper conversation. Thereafter, Huge Axe had brought Luo Feng to see Teacher Origin, who had also had a discussion with Luo Feng. Teacher Origin might have been kept under suppression for eternity, but he was still able to execute Virtual Universe, a powerful secret technique, so naturally, he would be able to interact and communicate with Primal Chaos City Leader and Huge Axe. The results of that conversation led Teacher Origin and Huge Axe to determine that, before the rise of Luo Feng, Primal Chaos City Leader had been the next promising individual hopeful of becoming a Universe Supreme Master. Following in his stead would be Darkness Master and Pengong Master. But now, the possible order of promising candidates for Universe Supreme Master might have changed to Primal Chaos City Leader, Luo Feng, Pengong Master, followed by Darkness Master. The two great life forms, Teacher Origin and Huge Axe, were highly in favor of Luo Feng. Since then, this would naturally make Primal Chaos City Leader pay more attention to this disciple. If both teacher and disciple became Universe Supreme Masters, they would become a highly talked about celebrity pair in Universe Ocean. Furthermore, Teacher Origin was Primal Chaos City Leader's teacher, and Primal Chaos City Leader was Luo Feng's teacher. Wouldn't that be 3 generations of Universe Supreme Masters coming from the same branch? Think of how greatly Primal Chaos City Leader would look forward to seeing this happen. With high hopes, Primal Chaos City Leader said with a smile, besides, given your comprehension of the Universe Revolution, when you have become a Universe Master, you will not have to wait long before you try to become a Universe Supreme Master. But with regards to this, I have no suggestions. After all, the path of every Universe Supreme Master is different. Even I am still searching for mine. Luo Feng was truly awe-inspired. Yes. It would not be difficult for him to become a Universe Master because he was leading in terms of achievements of secret techniques and his path of law comprehension was smooth sailing. In addition, he had already comprehended the heart of Beast God, so in the future, succeeding at the Beast God path would be a breeze. However, if he wanted to become a Universe Supreme Master, that would be much more difficult, because every Universe Supreme Master had to follow a different path. Studies of diagrams of secret engravings, studies of Beast Gods and such, all had predecessors. Therefore, he had to give up on all these. So long as there were predecessors, he had to abandon those paths. That said, his path would become very narrow. Ha ha, too far away. Primal Chaos City Leader finished with a laugh. You still have quite a long way to go. I think it is better for you to put your heart into cultivating to become a Universe Master for now. Understood. Luo Feng replied. If there is trouble or danger, remember to tell me or tell Huge Axe. Now, you not only belong to your Earth branch or to yourself, you also belong to us, the human race. Primal Chaos City Leader jokingly added, go ahead, I am not worried about you going over to the black-striped stone pillar. That is the territory of the 3 old fellows. Yes, I understand. I will take my leave now. Luo Feng retreated immediately, his figure disappearing into the shadows. The space of the black-striped stone pillars was one of the few major domains within the universe boat that was free of danger. Dangers due to great beings fighting one another were not counted, as places with great beings would always be grounds for resentment and feuds. The entire space was supported by 16 black-striped stone pillars that were all 1,000 light-years tall. Other than the frozen space near the black-striped stone pillars that disallowed teleportation, there would be no trouble teleporting within the other regions in that entire space. And the black-striped stone pillars were natural monuments. These 13, 1,000 light-year stone pillars all have extremely profound black secret engravings etched onto them. The level of their secret engravings was very high, and they contained resentments and feuds that even Universe Supreme Masters could not comprehend. However, it was just like the powerful lost knowledge of that ancient being that Luo Feng found in that hidden secret space. If there were no step-by-step instructions to follow and no gradual increase in difficulty level to aid in comprehending those secret engravings, then the diagrams of black secret engravings found all over those stone pillars would be incomprehensible. Every black-striped stone pillar was extremely powerful, more powerful than any supreme true treasure. Its length of 1,000 light-years made this apparent. Up until now, there was no great being who could touch a black-striped stone pillar with their bare hands. The closer one got to a black-striped stone pillar, the more terrifying the impact it had on one's willpower. Even a Universe Supreme Master was unable to stand before a black-striped stone pillar. Regardless, this was a natural, ancient monument that was easily found. The level of secret engravings was extraordinarily high and distributed all over the 1,000 light-year stone pillar, and there were as many as 16 such pillars. Naturally, it would attract hibernating old fellows to entrench themselves here. There was safety, an allowance for teleportation, fast time velocity, and monuments around. Various factors made this a good resting and cultivation place for great beings who were tired from roaming the depths of Universe Boat. There was fog spreading out, and there seemed no end to it. In his silver armor, Luo Feng teleported twice over short distances. The fog was thinning, as the space of the black-striped stone pillars was from a highest to a lowest point, where the boundary of the surroundings was filled with thick fog. But the surroundings of the middle area where the 16 black-striped stone pillars were dispersed at random did not hold a trace of fog. There was another saying, the boundary between areas that allowed and disallowed teleportation was where fog would be so thin that it might seem negligible. A stream of silver, rainbow-like light flashed across the void space. Ha ha! After traveling for the past 620 years, I finally arrived at this space of the black-striped stone pillars. Luo Feng had transformed himself in a stream of rainbow light and was full of smiles, happy and carefree. However, my two teachers, Sitting Mountain Guest and Primal Chaos City Leader, were right. Battles are indeed the best when it comes to honing skills. Since I entered Universe Boat, I have been wandering about, gaining experiences from a large number of dangerous lands, getting involved in several life and death battles, and I finally achieved a breakthrough in my battle at the Wave of Stars Ocean. Although he was not a Universe Master, when it came to studying diagrams of secret engravings, he had an achievement at the level of a Universe Master. After his battle in the Wave of Stars Ocean, he had spent time creating a series of strongest secret techniques of Universe Masters. This was comparable to the strongest secret technique of a miniature universe and was an attack secret technique. Most importantly, it was something he created himself and was evidence of his capability. Earlier on, when he advanced with the identity of Cracking Gold Master, he had created this set of strongest secret techniques and named it after his identity, Cracking Gold. Cracking Gold was a secret technique he created with his own hands. However, his strongest move was the triple levels of secret engravings on the right arm of Crazy Demon Extermination Godly Armor. He had specially named it Extermination God. Huh? Luo Feng turned his head to look off into the distance. Although he was transformed into a stream of silver, rainbow-like light while flying at high speed, he was also unleashing Snowfire Sector. Snowfire Sector was one of the true treasures he had obtained during his current venture in Universe Boat. It was a top-tier domain-type true treasure. It was the cause of that battle in Wave of the Stars Ocean, where several great beings fought one another to vie for its ownership. I have actually run into someone from the Hong Alliance. Luo Feng laughed. Milky Way Horde Leader. A stream of deep green rainbow-like light flew over. It was quite fast, but Luo Feng could still clearly make out the face of the other party with his naked eye. It was Swallow Hawk Master, a Universe Master of a different race from the Hong Alliance. Swallow Hawk Master held a relatively high position within the Hong Alliance because he was extremely powerful, and he belonged to the same level as Ice Mountain Master. Usually, he would be roaming the internal domain of the three most dangerous lands with various means that he carried along with him. He was remarkably skilled at keeping himself alive, and also, it was extremely difficult to provoke him. I heard that Milky Way Horde leader has gotten a new domain, true treasure that enshrouds you with endless blue flames. The moment I discovered a sight like this from the domain I was previously in, I suspected that it was you, Milky Way Horde leader, so I rushed over here. With one look, I have proven to myself that I was right. Ha ha. Fancy running into a fellow member from our Hong Alliance in the internal domain of Universe Boat. What a delight. Deep green all over, the bird being stretched and spread out its wings. The top of its head sported golden feathers, and it communicated with the direct use of the human common language via voice transmission. Within the Hong Alliance, it used more of the human common language for conversations. Being able to meet Swallow Hawk Master, this is indeed something delightful, Luo Feng exclaimed with joy. I heard about what happened to you, Milky Way Horde leader, said Swallow Hawk Master. The other bodies of Ultimate Arrow Master and 5 Chaos Master were annihilated, one after the other. Later, you moved about as Cracking Gold Master. All this while, you have been continually pushing yourself for improvement. I'm afraid I am no longer your match. Luo Feng smiled. What the other party was saying was true. Besides, this was a super great, practically licking his boots. Of course, he found it pleasurable. Swallow Hawk Master, you are too modest. Luo Feng laughed. May I ask, why has Milky Way Horde leader come to this space of the black-striped stone pillars? Swallow Hawk Master was beside Luo Feng, and the two transformed into streams of rainbow-like lights. Using their godly powers as a medium, they conversed with one another. I am here to borrow the strength of the black-striped stone pillars to sharpen and hone my willpower, Luo Feng replied right away. Oh? Swallow Hawk Master was surprised. Sharpen and hone your willpower? From the 3 reincarnation eras of Universe Ocean and 2 Holy Land universes, not many have specially chosen this place to sharpen and hone their willpower. Most of them are here just for a temporary break, or to comprehend the secret engravings on the black-striped stone pillars. I have been here for quite some time. There are certain things I think I should tell you first, Milky Way Horde leader. Swallow Hawk Master, please speak your mind, Luo Feng said. The space of the black-striped stone pillars is very safe, and there are ancient monuments with secret engravings which are very profound, Swallow Hawk Master said. That's why there's always a group of great beings entrenched here. Especially the 3 beings who are the strongest among them all. The 3 existences are all Universe Supreme Masters. One is a lone wanderer, and the others belong to different races. They are Beikai Star Master from the 1st Reincarnation Era, Blood Orchid Ancestor, and Rampaging Devil God from the 2nd Reincarnation Era. This I know. Luo Feng nodded. I want to tell you about the temperaments of these 3, Swallow Hawk Master began. Beikai Star Master has a remarkably good character. So long as you treat him with respect, nothing will go wrong. But Blood Orchid Ancestor is a plant life form. It is spread all over the place. You must stay as far as 1 million kilometers away from it. Otherwise, you may be in danger of annihilation. These 2 are still all right, one of a good temperament, the other being extremely evil, and are easy to deal with. The most troublesome one will be Rampaging Devil Master. Luo Feng nodded. He had also heard things about Rampaging Devil Master, including that it was very dangerous and difficult to deal with. But the space of the black-striped stone pillars was the territory of these 3 old fellows, so he must be vigilant and be certain not to offend any of them. Rampaging Devil God was a Universe Supreme Master from the 2nd Reincarnation Era. There was a great deal of information on the Universe Supreme Masters from the 3 Reincarnation Eras and 2 Holy Land universes in Luo Feng's mind. The Universe Supreme Masters could be sorted into different groups. There were some skilled in dealing with souls, some skilled in annihilating material subjects, and some possessing supreme true treasures or not contributed to their differences. And among all the Universe Supreme Masters within the Universe Ocean, Rampaging Devil God was an extremely frightening existence. He dared to name himself Rampaging. That said something about his guts. Regarding his personal ability, he was only considered to be a Universe Supreme Master of normal standard. Yet he was considered terrifying simply because he had that supreme true treasure. He was a unique life form, and it was in his nature to like swallowing stones, metals, and hard materials as such. He had been born with that extremely hard outer shell. It was said that there was too much essence of rocks and metals coagulated on the outer shell over his godly body, which was why the degree of hardness of this outer shell was unbelievable. Adding on his supreme true treasure armor, it was certainly enough to allow him to run rampant throughout Universe Ocean. That armor was very unique and was named Blood Ocean Devil Armor. Other than the normal defensibility, this Blood Ocean Devil armor was able to create a surrounding that was filled with the impact of an insane willpower where one seemed to have fallen into hell of Blood Ocean. When rampaging Devil God is battling other Universe Supreme Masters, Swallow Hawk Master said, "There is nothing outstanding about his performance. Yet against us Universe Masters, he does have an absolute advantage. Once he goes crazy, his supreme true treasure will let out an outburst of willpower, and that impact will be so strong that even Universe Supreme Masters will be slightly affected. As for us, Universe Masters, I'm afraid we will be so overwhelmed instantly that we will not be able to put up any form of resistance at all." Luo Feng nodded solemnly. "And he is very temperamental. There is no way we can predict his capricious moods." Swallow Hawk Master was flying as he elaborated amidst sighs. He is also a loner. Thus, he is not afraid of getting into trouble, which is why, the moment anyone sees this rampaging devil god, they would rather make a detour and avoid crossing paths with him. If not for Beikai Star Master, several other Universe Masters, as well as myself, would already have left this place. Beikai Star Master's character is extremely likable, and he has spent a very long time comprehending the black striped stone pillars, so his knowledge is more comprehensive. Beikai Star Master tends to share what he has comprehended with everyone, which is always so rewarding for us all. Universe Supreme Masters who are willing to share and guide us are very, very few, so we are all reluctant to leave because of Beikai Star Master. Wherever Beikai Star Master chooses to reside, rampaging Devil God will also be more respectful in his behavior. The most detestable thing about him is that rampaging Devil God likes to change his looks, especially when he meets newcomers who have never seen him before, much less know his life aura. Meeting rampaging Devil God in his changed appearance, they will not recognize him at all. They will not have the slightest degree of vigilance. The moment they do something to anger rampaging Devil God, even for something very minor, I'm afraid annihilation is their only fate. 2 streaks of rainbow-like light swept across the void space. As he flew, Luo Feng gradually got a better understanding of the situation. The space of the black-striped stone pillars had a total of 16 black-striped stone pillars. Blood Orchid Ancestor had stationed himself by the number 9 black-striped stone pillar a long time ago, while Beikai Star Master had stationed himself by the number 2 black-striped stone pillar, also on a long-term basis. As for rampaging Devil God, he did not fix himself to a certain stone pillar and liked to wander around randomly in his disguised identities. If one could recognize his aura, then nothing much would happen. On the other hand, not being able to identify him or his aura would mean that danger was near. Right ahead will be the number 2 black-striped stone pillar. It is the place where the majority of great beings in all of the space of black-striped stone pillars gathered. Spreading his pair of wings, Swallow Hawk Master flew up into the sky at high speed and headed towards the number 2 celestial magic pillar. Flying alongside him was Luo Feng, who took a glance at where they were heading toward. It was a towering height that knew no bounds, so tall that it extended all the way past the limits of the field of vision and bore through the foggy atmosphere. As for the base of the black-striped stone pillar, it too had penetrated into the bottommost endless fog. A tremendous amount of gigantic rocks orbited the black-striped stone pillars, continuously revolving around the pillars like Earth around the sun. These sizable rocks tirelessly circled the black-striped stone pillars. Also, amidst the dense and endless ocean of rocks, there could be seen black-tipped architecture that sported some extremely eye-catching and exquisite sculptures. Those were the space chambers. I have obtained a black token from 5 Chaos Master, but I do not know which space chamber this black token corresponds to, Luo Feng said to himself. There are 16 black-striped stone pillars here. Every black-striped stone pillar has some space chambers in its surroundings. The only problem is, I can only detect a sensation if I am close to the space chamber that corresponds with my black token. Seems like I have to try my luck with these 16 black-striped stone pillars one by one. In the midst of flying, Swallow Hawk Master was observing Luo Feng. As they approached the number 2 black-striped stone pillar, the powerful impact of the willpower got stronger. Kill! 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 It was as though an army of millions and billions of soldiers was roaring in battle. To reach them, for great beings who had just become Universe Masters, they would need all of their might to resist the impact of such strong willpower. But Swallow Hawk Master realized that Luo Feng was unshaken, and his face seemed to tell how effortless this was for him. This Luo Feng? His cultivation time is short, yet his willpower is so powerful. Swallow Hawk Master was shocked. I have spent a long time cultivating myself. And I also had to spend an extremely long time honing my willpower to reach this high level before I could easily overcome it. How can he resist the impact so easily? Swallow Hawk Master, said Luo Feng as he pointed into the distance. Several great beings seemed to be entrenched on the gigantic rocks orbiting some of the black-striped stone pillars. At a single glance, I can already see a handful of great beings. Where the number 2 black-striped stone pillar is, exactly how many great beings are there? Close to 100, Swallow Hawk Master replied right away. As you can see, they are all at different distances from the black-striped stone pillar. Some are further, some are nearer. This all depends on the willpower of the individual great beings. If your willpower is stronger, you can naturally choose a spot nearer to the black-striped stone pillar to rest. In the deepest area, you will find Beikai's Star Master. 2 streaks of light speedily flew toward the black-striped stone pillar. What did it really mean to say that the black-striped stone pillar was as tall as 1,000 light years? The entire solar system, when compared to it, was merely a small dot. The closer you got to it, the loftier it felt. That formidable aura was so strong that it made Luo Feng shudder. This was indeed worthy of being known to all as a treasure more unique than a supreme true treasure. Until that very day, no Universe Supreme Master dared to go near it, much less to touch it. Milky Way Horde leader, Swallow Hawk Master could not help saying. The nearer we are, the stronger the impact of that willpower. My usual mediation area is in the deeper region, and that area is near to my tolerance limit, so I can use it to hone my willpower all the more. If it gets overbearing for you, do let me know beforehand. That's good. I can take the chance to test my limit. Luo Feng laughed. The two flew toward the inner region. Swallow Hawk Master continued to closely observe Luo Feng. From his point of view, Luo Feng had merely cultivated for slightly more than 10 eras. Even if he were to start honing his willpower from his moment of birth, how strong could he become? Yet Luo Feng's expression was natural and relaxed. Obviously, the impact of the willpower did not exhaust him at all, much less push him to his limit. Swallow Hawk Master, as we get nearer to the stone pillar, time velocity is also continuously changing, Luo Feng commented. The time velocity here is already as fast as 200 times more. What about the place you usually go to when honing your willpower? How many times faster is the time velocity over there? The nearer we are, the faster the rate of acceleration of time velocity, Swallow Hawk Master said. The time velocity in the area where I hone my skills is around 1,100 times. For someone like Beikai Master, whose willpower is extremely terrifying among all the Universe Supreme Masters, he has cultivated for a period longer than one reincarnation era. According to him, the place where he cultivates has a time velocity that is as fast as 130,000 times more. Luo Feng was dumbfounded. It was no wonder even rampaging devil god had to give credit to Beikai Master. This gentle-tempered existence from the first reincarnation era who did not mind sharing his experience and knowledge with others was simply too powerful for words. Solely his willpower alone could be so terrifying. If he were to venture into the studies of illusion, the amount of fear he could instill in other great beings would be out of the world. Even executing something as simple as a soul attack, when coupled with his willpower, would result in an invincible soul attack. This great existence also had an extraordinary perspective on life. Even when he was nearing his doomsday, he was still able to cultivate quietly. At times, he would openly share his comprehensions. Other times, he would simply exist in peaceful silence. Swallow Hawk Master? By his side, that silver-armored, black-haired human? That must be Silverwing's Horde leader Luo Feng. In the surrounding area of the black-striped stone pillar, several Universe Masters had also noticed that Swallow Hawk Master and Luo Feng were making their way toward the inner region, much deeper in from where they were. These Universe Masters were secretly in shock. To be able to venture further and deeper in, obviously the willpower of Luo Feng was much stronger than theirs. They were in disbelief that someone with such a short cultivation period could have a willpower that was so strong. Amongst them, there were some who were very powerful and had strong fighting abilities, but that did not mean that they had terrifying willpower. After all, out of almost 100 Universe Masters, only a fraction of them honed their willpower for the long term. The majority of them were only there for a short break. The area they were at was merely a safe transit stop. That is my cultivation place. Swallow Hawk Master was flying at high speed and soon landed on a piece of gigantic rock that was speeding through the air. Luo Feng landed likewise. Milky Way Horde leader, you are able to resist the impact of the willpower of this place. You have earned my admiration. Swallow Hawk Master was impressed. Luo Feng laughed. Luckily for him, he had gone through the honing process within the space of the wings. Given his past, before the time spent in the space of the wings, if he were to be in this space that he was in now, he would have likely been sprawled on the floor with his entire body trembling, gritting his teeth while perspiring profusely. But now, he could only feel exhaustion, nothing else. Oh, there is still quite a number of universe masters ahead. Luo Feng was surprised to see that a distance away from where they were, at an area nearer to the black-striped stone pillars, there was, indeed, a handful of great beings on the gigantic rock. Yes, although there are close to 100 universe masters gathered here, more than half are just here to take a temporary break and not intentionally here to hone their willpower for cultivation. The ones who are here with the intention of honing their willpower normally would be of a relatively higher standard in regards to their willpower as compared to their peers. There are also some whose willpower has reached the pinnacle level of a universe master. As for those who passed the bottleneck and achieved a breakthrough, their willpower is now comparable to that of a universe supreme master. Look. That. Those 19. At an almost similar distance away from the black-striped stone pillars, these 19 universe masters have reached the ultimate limit of a universe master's willpower. If they want to make further progress, they will have to pass the bottleneck of a universe master. And thereafter, they will undergo qualitative changes to attain willpower that is comparable to that of a universe supreme master. Look, deeper in, Swallow Hawk Master explained. Other than Beikai Star Master, standing even closer to the black-striped stone pillars as compared to the 19 universe masters, I can see 2 other great beings. Actually, there are 3. These 3 universe masters all have a willpower comparable to a universe supreme master. These 3 are, respectively, from the 2 Holy Land universes and the first reincarnation era. Luo Feng lamented. He was afraid of being at a comparable standard as the other 19 universe masters. No one would have expected to find 3 universe masters, whose willpower was comparable to that of universe supreme masters within this space of the black-striped stone pillars. Throughout the entire universe ocean, how many can be found? Right, said Swallow Hawk Master. Out of the 3 universe masters, there is 1 from the Divine Eye clan. You previously annihilated the Divine Eye clan's ultimate Arrow Master and 5 Chaos Master. That places great enmity between you and the Divine Eye clan, so you had better practice more caution. Oh, what is he called? Luo Feng asked. Divine Eye clan. Clear Eye Master. Swallow Hawk Master said solemnly. There was a slight change in Luo Feng's expression. It's him. This video will end here.